Hey guys, thanks for dropping in for another Diecast and Diecast review. Tonight, taking a look at a special car. This is a historical series late model driven by Tim Richmond. He did a one-off race in the ASA series at, let's read here a little bit on it. You guys can pause that and read. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he drove this car that was owned by Dave Jensen at the All-American 400 in Nashville in 1985. So this is one of 2,664 1985 Firebirds, number 24 Pepsi, Tim Richmond. This car, as it says in that description, was normally piloted by Dave Jensen, and that's why there is tape over the name rail. On the real car, they just taped over Dave's name, and Tim drove the car that night. So lots of cool, we'll get to the detail on this thing. Underneath is a lot of the detail. We'll get to that in a minute, but we got Pepsi, Ramada Inn on the hood, Goodyear above the front wheel wells. We got contingency sponsors on the front of the door, Big 24 on the door with the ASA logo, Kendall GT1 oil over the rear quarter panel, and Pepsi at the back of the rear quarter panel. So nothing on the tailpiece, nothing on the deck lid. The interior is pretty basic. Got a standard, just a standard dash in it. Not an enclosed cockpit or anything like that. But this is a really cool car. We'll get, like I was saying, we'll get to the underbody detail in a minute. But you can see different hoses and things. They really went to a lot of work to make this pretty accurate. We got the exhaust outlet coming out the door there. If you'll notice, the 24 on the roof, the grandstands gets the roof number, and the roof number is not facing the correct way for the infield. So that must have been an ASA thing back then. We got some cool grill inserts on the nose here. But flipping this thing over and looking at the underside, frame and the driver cockpit and everything is all separated there. You can see through from the bottom up to the top down to the bottom, whatever, and lots of detail here. Inside the fuel cell area, you can see the fuel cell, and you can see right through the frame down to the bottom. Got a fuel filler there, and a fuel cell pan in the frame, and then we got a quick change rear end. Looks like this is like a 3-link suspension, so we got trailing arms and a panhard bar up on the top, standard shocks and standard coil springs on top of the rear end housing. This is not a coilover car. So tons of engine detail. We got oil lines, spark plug wires, 4-speed transmission, I believe there. I love how these headers cross over and bring the exhaust all the way back underneath the cockpit and out the door. Engine detail looks like plugs or plug wires, like I said before. Hoses, belts, all that stuff. We got some hoses going to the got ductwork hoses going to the front brakes, and all the shrouds and everything to the radiator, all that air duct work underneath there as well. So just a really cool car. I was going to throw this on the eBay page, and because they do bring pretty good money. I got this in a buyout with a bunch of other cars in a collection, and didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I thought I wanted to sell it, but I might just keep it. It's kind of cool, kind of a not a once in a lifetime, just one of a kind in a way, because they didn't make very many of them. And so who knows what I'll do with it. If I decide to sell it, it'll be on the eBay page. So anyway, that's all I got on this one, guys. Thanks for dropping in. We'll catch you on the next one.